Today on The Hookup, we're going to create the ultimate RGBW smart light that can be fully controlled with Home Assistant via MQTT, but it can also become part of your holiday light show using programs like XLights and Vixen via the DMX E1.31 protocol. Ever since our house was built in 2012, I have always disliked our builder's grade porch lights. Not only did I dislike their appearance, but there was just enough gap at the top of them to let insects and lizards get into the casing where they would inevitably die and then block out the light. If I didn't get up on a ladder once every few months and dump out the bugs, the light would dim to the point where you could barely tell it was on. I've also been putting in a fair amount of work on my holiday light setup this year, and I got to thinking, what if I could replace the porch lights with RGBW lights that could participate in the light show? Enter Zemismart, who contacted me a couple of months ago and asked if I'd be interested in reviewing any of their products. I took a look around their website and I noticed that they had some 6-inch RGBW flush mount downlights that were compatible with the Tuya platform. The Tuya platform was attractive to me not because I ever plan on using Tuya in my smart home, but because Tuya products use the ESP8266 based chip to provide Wi-Fi access to their products. And we all know how great the ESP8266 is. Zemismart sent me 2 of these 6-inch downlights to review, and they're pretty great. On the top, there's not much to see, just a simple AC to 5 volts DC step-down converter. And the rest of the casing looks nice and durable, and it has a pretty high build quality. If you don't care about E1.31 or MQTT local control, you could just set up the Zemismart light using the Tuya Cloud and the Tuya app. There's even a component that allows you to easily add these Tuya devices to Home Assistant. But at that point, you're still relying on the cloud, and you're still allowing closed source firmware on your home network, which is not an option in my house. So I needed to be able to get to the circuit board containing the ESP8266. Getting into the Zemismart downlights is actually easier than it looks. The plastic is very bendable. Just grab the outside of the bezel and bend it back until you can see the edge of the opaque plastic lens cover. Then stick a small screwdriver or a butter knife into the gap you created and pry out the cover. Inside, you can see that there are 9 red LEDs, 6 green LEDs, 6 blue LEDs, and 14 white LEDs mounted to a metal casing with some thermal compound for heat dissipation. In the middle is a circuit board containing an ESP8266 and a 4-channel LED driver called a MY9291. The circuit board for this light has all the connections nicely labeled, and in order to properly flash this chip, we'll need to solder some wire to the 3.3 volt pad, the ground pad, RX and TX, and also GPIO 0 in order to put the chip into programming mode. The easiest method for attaching wires to these pads is to add a small amount of solder to each pad and then tin the end of some very thin wire. You can then just put the wire directly on top of the solder pad and apply the smallest amount of heat with a soldering iron to make it stick. We don't need to make permanent connections here, we're just getting temporary wires for flashing our new firmware. This is as good a time as any to thank the people over at GearBest for sending me a TS100 soldering iron to try out. YouTubers have been raving about this new type of low voltage, highly portable soldering iron, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. My previous go-to iron came from a $20 kit on Amazon, and it works pretty well, but it lacks accurate temperature control and it takes over a minute to heat up to the target temperature. The TS100 has precise digital temperature control and heats up in seconds. It also runs off of 12 to 24 volts DC, so you can even power it with a LiPo battery pack for portability. This is my new go-to soldering iron for all the small projects that I do at my desk or at the kitchen counter. I'll still use my hot air station when I'm at my workbench, but I don't get out there much. GearBest has also provided a promo code for this video. So if you use the promo code GBHookup1, you can pick up this iron for $53 including free shipping. It's a pretty great deal on a super nice soldering iron, so check it out down in the description. Next, I'll just use my trusty FTDI adapter to add the new program to the light. The first firmware that I tried was of course mota, and it worked pretty well using the AI Light platform. My only annoyance was that there was no easy way to use the white channel with the RGB channel without themselves overriding each other. I could have solved this pretty easily in Node-RED, but I wanted something easier to be able to share with you all. At that point, I decided I was going to put together a new firmware. And there's been a lot of talk these past few weeks about using XLights and the E1.31 protocol to create these great holiday light shows to music. So I did a little research and I grabbed some libraries for E1.31 and the LED driver that happens to be on this board, and I put them all together. The result is a light that can easily be added to Home Assistant via MQTT, but it has a drop-down menu to switch from MQTT control to E1.31 control. And that means that my porch lights and my carriage lights can now participate in my holiday light show without needing to change any firmware or do any other modifications. For this use, the Zemismart downlight is an awesome solution because it has so many color LEDs. But if you'd rather use your existing light fixtures, I also wrote a slightly different version of the firmware to control the Sonoff B1 via the E1.31 protocol and MQTT. As I mentioned in an earlier video, the only downside is that there are far fewer RGB LEDs on a Sonoff B1, so it isn't going to generate as rich of a color as the Zemismart lights will. If you have another type of RGBW LED light, it'll probably work with my firmware as well, but you'll need to figure out which LED driver it uses. And that's going to be either the 9291 like the Zemismart or two 9231s like the B1. And then you just pick the correct firmware. If you get any library errors while uploading, the URLs for the needed libraries are located at the top of the sketch. If you have an existing Sonoff B1 with mota and you'd like to try out the new firmware, you don't need to resolder any of the wires into the bulb. You can actually use mota to switch the firmware over the air. First, you'll need to upload the mota minimal bin file, and then create a new bin file in the Arduino IDE with the new firmware. So just update the user configuration section with your credentials and then select generic ESP8266 as your board with these options, and then click Sketch, Export Compiled Binary, and then wait for it to compile. Then click Sketch, Show Sketch Folder, and when that folder pops up, you'll see that there's a bin file that has the same name as your Arduino sketch. You can then use the mota web interface to upload this bin file to your mota device. After it uploads, you should now be able to control it via the MQTT topics specified in the YAML in the description. This file also includes Arduino OTA, so you should see your bulb pop up in the Arduino IDE under Ports, Network Ports. And if any time you'd like to go back to mota, you can just use the Arduino IDE to upload the mota firmware over the air using that network port. If you're only interested in using the firmware for your holiday light show and you won't be using Home Assistant, I've also included a super minimal version that doesn't include MQTT on the GitHub page. If you're on the fence about whether you're interested in the E1.31 protocol, here's a quick look at what these lights look like in action. I've got tons of links down in the description, including all the firmware that I've put together for this project, as well as the links for the Zemismart lights, the Sonoff B1, and the T100 soldering iron. The nice people over at Zemismart have also given me 2 of these 6-inch downlights to give away. So on Saturday, I'm going to select 2 of my patrons to receive one of them for free. Speaking of Patreon, thank you to all of my awesome patrons for your continued support. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you and everyone else continues to enjoy the content on this channel. We're getting really close to that 20,000 subscriber mark, and I'm honestly blown away by it. Once we get there, I'll be releasing an extra video in addition to my weekly videos with a walkthrough of my smart home setup. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to get us one step closer to that 20,000 mark, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching The Hookup.